Here's something that might sound familiar to you. You tolerate being disrespected because you're a genuinely good person. But there are people who take advantage of that good nature, and that's where the real problem begins. You give someone a pass once or twice, and suddenly they see you as an easy target. They keep pushing boundaries, making snide comments, treating you like you don't matter. Today, I want to share with you a fundamental principle that will change how people treat you forever. It's simple but powerful. You respect me, I respect you. You disrespect me, I give you nothing back. When someone clearly disrespects you, here's exactly what you should say to stop it immediately. This one phrase will catch them completely off guard and make them think twice before ever disrespecting you again. Let me tell you about the psychology behind people who disrespect others, because once you understand their mindset, you'll know exactly how to handle them. People who habitually disrespect others share some very specific characteristics. Understanding these traits gives you the power to respond effectively. The first characteristic is a profound lack of empathy. These individuals simply don't care about other people's feelings. Even when you clearly explain how their words or actions hurt you, they struggle to understand or genuinely don't care. What's particularly troubling is that many of these people don't even realize they're being disrespectful. They're so self-centered that they operate in a bubble where only their thoughts and feelings matter. You'll recognize these people by certain behaviors. When you share a problem with them, they respond with, "That's nothing," or "You're overreacting." In conversations, they dominate the discussion, interrupt constantly, and show no interest in what you have to say. The second characteristic might surprise you. People who disrespect others often have very low self-esteem. They put others down to feel better about themselves. It's a psychological defense mechanism that temporarily boosts their ego. Think about it. Truly confident, successful people don't need to belittle others. They're secure enough in themselves to treat everyone with basic respect. You probably know someone like this. There's always that one person in every group who constantly makes jokes at others' expense, who seems to find pleasure in making others feel small. If you look closely, you'll notice they're usually not as impressive as they pretend to be. They're compensating for their own insecurities by tearing others down. The third characteristic is the most toxic. Some people use disrespect as a tool for control and dominance. This is especially common in relationships with power imbalances, workplace hierarchies, family dynamics, or romantic relationships. These individuals have learned that disrespecting others makes people shrink back and become more compliant. It's a deliberate strategy to maintain control. For example, a boss who consistently humiliates employees knows that most people won't fight back due to fear of losing their job. The more someone tolerates this treatment, the worse it typically becomes. Now that you understand the psychology, let me give you practical strategies for dealing with these situations. The principle I mentioned earlier bears repeating. You respect me, I respect you. You disrespect me, I give you nothing back. Your response should match the severity and context of the disrespect. Someone making subtle digs requires a different approach than someone openly humiliating you in front of others. Strategy number 1, create distance or end the relationship entirely. When possible, the best way to handle chronically disrespectful people is simply to interact with them less. These individuals rarely change their behavior. Expecting them to suddenly develop empathy and respect is like expecting lightning to strike twice in the same spot. Don't waste energy trying to change someone who has shown you repeatedly who they are. Instead, create physical and emotional distance. If you're dealing with a disrespectful boss, start planning your exit strategy. Look for other opportunities within the company or begin job searching. When you know you have options, the dynamic shifts. Instead of thinking, I have to tolerate this, you start thinking, I'm choosing to stay for now, but this is temporary. This mental shift alone reduces stress and gives you back some power in the situation. Strategy number 2, the power of strategic non-engagement. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. When someone disrespects you, especially in front of others, consider simply looking at them calmly for a moment, then quietly removing yourself from the situation. This approach works because it doesn't give them the reaction they're seeking. Disrespectful people often want to provoke an emotional response. It makes them feel powerful and gives them ammunition to use against you later. By staying calm and walking away, you maintain your dignity while sending a clear message that their behavior is unacceptable. The key is not letting their words affect your emotional state. When you react emotionally, you give them power over your feelings. Strategy number 3, calm but firm confrontation. When you do choose to respond directly, timing and tone are everything. Never respond when you're angry or emotional. This gives the other person ammunition to dismiss your concerns. Take a moment to collect yourself. Count to 3, take a breath, then use this exact phrase. I think I might have misheard you. Did you just say what I think you said to me? This response is powerful for several reasons. First, it forces them to repeat or clarify their disrespectful comment, which often makes them realize how inappropriate it was. Second, your calm, controlled delivery shows that you won't be easily intimidated or dismissed. Third, it puts them on the defensive without you having to raise your voice or become aggressive. Most people who habitually disrespect others aren't expecting this kind of measured, confident response. They're used to people either staying silent or reacting emotionally. Your composed reaction will catch them off guard and make them much less likely to disrespect you in the future. Let me share some additional phrases that work in different situations. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Could you explain? That's an interesting way to speak to someone. Is there something bothering you? I don't think that tone is necessary. Let's try this conversation again. The key to all of these responses is remaining calm and putting the focus back on their inappropriate behavior. Here's what you need to remember. Tolerating disrespect because you're a good person is admirable to a point, but it becomes self-destructive when you allow it to continue indefinitely. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can be understanding and still demand basic respect. People who consistently disrespect others have essentially forfeited their right to respectful treatment in return. You don't owe them courtesy that they refuse to show you. The formula is simple: match the energy you receive. If someone treats you with respect, respond with respect. If someone treats you with disrespect, don't feel obligated to maintain the same level of courtesy. This doesn't mean becoming cruel or vindictive. It means protecting your dignity and teaching others how you expect to be treated. Remember, how people treat you often reflects how you allow yourself to be treated. When you consistently accept disrespectful behavior without consequences, you're inadvertently teaching people that it's acceptable to treat you that way. By implementing these strategies, you're not being difficult or unreasonable. You're establishing healthy boundaries and demanding the basic respect that every human being deserves. Start with small situations to build your confidence. Practice these responses until they feel natural. The more you stand up for yourself appropriately, the easier it becomes. Most importantly, remember that you deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Anyone who consistently fails to meet that basic standard doesn't deserve unlimited patience from you. Your peace of mind and self-respect are worth more than keeping the peace with people who don't value you. The next time someone disrespects you, you'll know exactly what to do. Stay calm, stay confident, and never let anyone make you feel like you don't matter. You have the tools now. Use them.